Walsh designs pieces that let you feel like yourself, but a little brighter, a little bolder, a little more at home. Born in Lucan, Megan started her self-titled brand MNW at just 25, having graduated from NCAD, and weaving her way through a series of internships, all the while knowing she wasn't made to be told what to do forever, even if the idea of striking out on her own felt scary at first. Once I got the push, she says, it was life-changing. I love being my own boss. That first push came in the shape of a scarf, or more precisely, a throw blanket made during her Erasmus in Bergen, Norway. Having been introduced to the Claddagh when her parents gifted her a ring at her communion, Megan was drawn to the symbol because she was so obsessed with boys. Years later, far from home, it re-emerged through her work, woven into a throw she made that people were eager to buy, but she was resistant to sell. She says, you can't buy this because you can't afford it, and I know that because I can't afford it. And I don't want to start a business where even I can't afford the things I'm making, because then how could I expect other people to afford it themselves? This stance shaped everything and triggered Megan to reincarnate the design into something more affordable, more portable. A piece that reimagined the traditional Claddagh but also stood for more. A modern Ireland, a modern love, a fresh rendition of the symbol that no longer sat on a shelf but moved with the times and breathes with its wearers, gifting them a non-stereotypical piece of home they felt proud to wear, whether that be on these shores or far away from them. Megan used her savings to fund the creation of 100 scarves. She sold them all out in a week. That moment was a signal, and since then, MNW has transcended into something so much bigger than a singular piece. Whether it's her Éire Tank tops, her Claddagh shorts, her caps, her dresses, her long sleeve designs, there's a certain sparkle to Megan's creations that's instantly recognisable and catches your eye, and clearly the eyes of others. From the stages and pages of magazines and fashion weeks to the closets of your favourite Irish faces, and a recent custom design for the Queen of Ireland, our Lord and Saviour Seamat. Megan has made your favourite starlet's favourite tank top. She's somehow designed a world where you can simultaneously impress and express and stand out and be part of something bigger than just you. And that energy doesn't just stop at her own brand. Together with her friends, Megan runs the Queer Collective Tender, a favourite inclusive party among Ireland's club scene. Additionally, she's soundtracked dance floors internationally as a DJ under her own name. With this brand, she's made something that resonates, that connects, that says something about heritage, identity, a version of Ireland that's modern, queer, and complex, that feels like home even when you're far from it. Megan, hold your quick little baby.
Oh my God, that was so cute.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so happy you're here. I mentioned some of your talents, just a handful of them there. Is there like anything you can't do?
I can't read really well because I'm dyslexic.
Okay, cool. Shame on me for asking this. Excellent start. What was young Megan like, if you had to describe her?
Young Megan was like, okay, good student with the teachers, bad academic student. Always had to sit up the front of the class because I'd get in trouble all the time because I've talked too much and I was too fidgety. They told me I just had dyslexia, but then I got recently diagnosed with ADHD. So it wasn't just dyslexia. What else young Megan was like? I don't know. I'm trying to think. Because it's so weird because I had to get my ADHD diagnosis. So I had to like go back to think about when I was a child kind of. So it was like interesting to kind of think back of baby me in a way. And I was like, oh, it's weird. I've never really thought about it that much. I'm an only child. Well, I have a half sister. She's 10.
Oh, cute. Shout out to half sister on the pod.
My parents are amazing. They like put me into everything that constantly kept me occupied growing up. And I was never like left without doing something. Like I was always doing something. I was always in after school activities. I was always doing creative things. I was always in like artsy camps and you know, all that kind of stuff. So I was never like not busy. I would like cut up old clothes and like sew them back together. I did that very young. Like 10 or something, but I didn't really think much of it. And then my mom's best friend Kay, she's Canadian, she brought back like this big, huge box of like trinkets, and I had like different types of like sewing needles, like sequins, everything, and I was just like, it's like I feel like a magpie. Like I was like, this is all so glittery and nice. Because of my dyslexia, I actually did LCA. I didn't do the normal leaving cert. And with LCA, it's mandatory to do an internship every Friday.
Okay.
So from a very young age, me and my mates used to go into town, and we used to go to this thing called the Twitter meetups. I don't know if anybody has heard of these things. But it was a lot of queer kids who probably didn't realize at the time that they were queer, but we were queering it out in Temple Bar and in Ivy Gardens. And
I'm seeing like coloured hair.
Coloured hair,
I'm
like
seeing, like,
obsessed with
side
grimes.
fringe vibes.
Like
Yeah.
It was
I could
so
see it clear as
good.
day.
And we, I don't know, I just met a lot of people through that. I was in town a lot. So for 2 years, I did an internship in this really small gallery on the Quays. And that gave me great like social skills. And I was dealing with this woman called Alexa, and she kind of introduced me to a lot of amazing artists and a lot of like pop-up stuff that like as a 15, 16-year-old you wouldn't really get exposed to unless you were working in that adult environment. But I was still treated like, it was a great exposure to kind of understand how adults work. Yeah. And like how they do things. And I remember always being like, okay, well, I like the way she does that, but I don't like that. And then I meet another person in their job and be like, oh, I like the way they run that. And I think I've always was planting seeds of like how to do things, but unconsciously being like, if I was in your position, I think I would do that differently. But I was a child, so I didn't even know what that meant at the time.
How cool though, both to like see that like the world is so much bigger, that there's jobs outside of just like doing dumb exams, not that all dumb exams, but also to like learn to think critically. Huge.
And that's what LCA kind of teaches you, because if you have obviously a neurodivergent brain, you're not gonna work in a stereotypical way. That's why LCA was so good for me. And I know people got slagged, and it is a lot of people who do it I mean, probably don't get opportunities to see beyond. But we're going to go back there to my parents. Like, they pushed me to be open to things and be open-minded, and to never like, judge or to be negative in that kind of, I don't know,
in that kind of way.
To not be scared of things, basically, and to just kind of be open-minded. I think doing LCA gave me an insight that like adults aren't, they're adults, of course, but like they're not much further away than us when it comes to ambition, and ambition is ageless, right? So you could be floating through life until you're 35, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait, I found my calling. Do you get what I mean? Like, I don't think it has an age.
No, and like you're not gonna, just because you're an adult, you're not gonna suddenly know everything.
No.
You're not gonna wake up morning and be like, oh my God, I've turned into an adult last night.
Depends on who you're talking to.
Exactly.
Those guys who do acid and they're like realizing
they're
that
like, oh, I did so many mushrooms, bro.
They're just realizing things. I went to Norway, and I think I was at that age as well. I was 22. I think, I don't know, like when you're 22, I feel like your things start to kind of speed up a little bit. I feel like, and you're like, whoa, like friends are feeling weird, things are feeling weird. What's going on? Like, I'm in this relationship, I don't know what's going. You're just like, you're kind of like, you're not 20. You're 20, you're close to being a teenager. You're 22, you're like more getting into like your adult age, and you're like, whoa, what's going on? I don't know, I just couldn't figure it out. And then I was like, all my friends were leaving, and we're at that weird age where a lot of my friends had to leave because they're finishing college, or they just wanted to go, I suppose. And I was like, well, I'm in a foreign country, and I'm kind of want to stay here also, but I don't feel like it's my home. But for some reason I feel good here. And I don't know, I just wanted to think about home, and sorry, I'm like fiddling so much. I just wanted to think about home and what my idea of home, and like going back to coming from a working class background, and not coming from maybe being like the Claddagh is like very much so a working class symbol, especially in Dublin City. Like, so I started DJing when I was in college, and then I started getting more gigs. All my DJing money I used to
fund the first 100 ones. Yeah. And from that point to like, how long was it from that point to when you started to feel like a little like safe in it, that like, oh, this actually...
Just like literally in the last couple of months.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not a business person. Even though I said I came and did these. Because when I was in college, I made sure that I did an internship every summer to figure out what I wanted to do. It's mandatory one of the years, but the other years it wasn't. But that was just for my own, because I was so used to doing internships in
when you're doing
secondary school, so it came easy to me.
Yeah.
I did an internship in Primark. I did an internship in this weaving mill on Cork Street. And then I did an internship with Jennifer Slattery. Jennifer Slattery. Love her. She actually just like exposed me to so much of that kind of world. And she was like the tipping point for me just before I finished college, where I was like, whoa, I want to do this.
Yeah. And it felt familiar, I guess, because you'd seen it in some respects.
Yeah, and she's like a normal person, and she's really successful at what she does, and she's just like so sick, and her like research and the love that she has. And the other thing as well, it's like I wanted to do a business where I really like, obviously you're not going to like everything that you do when you do a business, like everything in life, you're not going to love it.
Sure.
You love clothes, but you're not going to love every single outfit that you wear. Do you know what I mean? It's like everything that you do, there's going to be ups and downs. But like when I interned with Jennifer, just the way she just kind of gave the softness to it, and in a sense that she made it very obvious that it's very difficult. It's not easy, but it's how you approach it. You know what I mean? It can consume you. Of course, it can consume you, and I do let it consume me maybe a bit too often. But it's about having boundaries and harmony with your work and how you cope with your business and how you do things, and also recognizing that not everything is for you. So just because you're really good at a certain thing, like I'm good at textiles, okay, that's what I'm good at. Okay,
confirmed.
Surprise! Oh my god! But I'm not good at business stuff, and I accept that, and I recognize that. But I'm willing to learn, and I'm up for getting help by other people, and you're recognizing that you're not on your own, and there's other people that can come in and help you with some certain tasks that maybe you might not be good at, and it's not this thing that you're on your own, you're sorting it out on your own, and you don't have. You're fucked, basically.
Because even I read that you, like...
Where did you read it?
Yeah. Online on the internet. But I read that you didn't wear your own stuff for like a year, right?
Yeah.
Was that because you were just like, it was hot off the shelves? Or was it also because you were like, oh, maybe it feels kind of funny wearing my own stuff?
It felt weird to wear my own stuff, because as it kind of started everything as a, like, I mean, maybe not an act of desperation, but like me just being like, I need to get this out before I fall back into going into these jobs again. And you asked me the question about me feeling comfortable. The 3 years only happening now is because I only brought out the scarves, and then I was like, I'm not going to do this again because this is stressing me out. I was like, I don't like how this makes me feel. It's weird. All these people are texting me. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what I'm doing. I just wanted to bring out a few scarves for my mates.
Actually, that's so true. Because it really, like, I wasn't living in Ireland at the time, and I was gifted one of those scarves by my friend, and like, everyone was talking about those scarves. Like, it really was a thing. It must have been really crazy to be completely on the inside of that and be like, whoa. Like, I wanted to feel comfortable and I wanted to do well, sure. But I didn't expect. And like, I guess when you're wearing something you've made, you're like, yeah, this is me. And it's scary at first. You don't want to put something on that's scary, right? Yeah.
I just couldn't relate to it at this. Like, I could relate to it in the sense that, like, I brought it out and I was really happy with doing that, but I couldn't understand the pace that it was going at, and I didn't really recognize, because I brought out the scarf because all my friends were leaving and I wanted them to have a piece of home with them, and obviously the weave that I made took weeks to make. I hand embroidered like sequins onto it that all took ages. That is not a piece that's supposed to be just like on someone's bed, like, oh, I mean, if you have the money, amazing, love that for you. But that, I didn't want to start my business out as that concept. I wanted it to be for me and my mates. Like, that was the idea. And it meant something to me, and I wanted like I want all my work to always come from a place of like meaning, I suppose. And that is a hard thing to kind of get all the time.
Before we leave the scarf ship,
okay,
so when you did start wearing the scarf, did people stop you and be like, I love your scarf?
Yeah, so people would text me and be like, oh my God, I got stopped by this. And I'd be like, yous are all lying.
Yeah.
Yous are all just being really nice to me because I don't know why.
Yeah.
But you're just being really nice, and I appreciate that. But I don't believe anything everyone's saying to me. And then I finally had a couple of scarves left over. And I was like, I'll just wear one. And then first day I wore them, I got stopped like 3 times wearing it. And I was like, what?
Yeah, it's so true.
People were stopping me. And then I didn't even tell people that I made it. People were like, I love your scarf. And I'm like, cool, thanks. And they'd be like, where'd you get it? And I'd be like, oh, online. I didn't want to tell people I made it.
I know.
It took me ages to like even, and people would come up to me on the street as well. And then they'd be like, I love the scarf that you made. And I'm like, cool, thanks.
Yeah, crazy.
Took me about a year to start with my stuff, and the same with the tops. Then it took me a really long time to wear my own tops too. I
think that makes sense though. Yeah, and like even hopping back on the DJ boat and stuff, I saw that you wanted to wear something that like didn't feel all that revealing, that you could wear like yourself.
Like what you're wearing right now.
Well, like what I'm wearing right now. But you could wear yourself like when you're playing.
Yeah.
Talk to me about like that experience.
I feel like a lot of clubbing clothes is for a specific type of look sometimes. And like only if you kind of look at vintage, a lot of tanks are very like tight in a good way, like not super tight. They don't reveal too much. They don't have this like thing here. A lot of like older club tanks are very like, because people would have went out a lot, like before we had dating apps and before we had social media, if you wanted to meet someone, you're going to the club. Like, you know what I mean? You're going out, like people would go out and they would chat and make new friends or maybe hook up, I don't know. But like it's not like nowadays you can kind of get away with never going out and meeting people, which is kind of mad,
kind of fucked.
But that's obviously a different topic. But like I just felt like a lot of the clothing back in the 90s was for a specific type of lifestyle. And now a lot of clubbing clothes from modern day is for like, it's like for the photos are for online. They're for like wearing them to be seen in person and online. You know, it's a different concept.
That's so true. Not necessarily for like doing a task or like bopping around and feeling comfortable and safe and also hot and cool.
Of course. And it's like, that's kind of where the concept of the tanks then came into place. And that's not to say that there isn't loads of smaller fashion designers doing the similar thing to me, because they are. But that was just kind of for myself. Just
for yourself, what you wanted to create. Like,
and then, and for my body type, I just felt like I'm quite broad and I like when things cut off here. Loads of things to factor. A belly top doesn't suit me. Too long tops don't suit me. I need a mid. Find it sometimes hard to find a mid. Loads of things like that. And if you obviously look in the history of fashion, like older clothes from maybe the early 2000s, like 90s, all the pants ended at your hips, so all the tops would have ended up above your belly button. And then there was times where people wore high-waisted pants and then they would wear belly. Do you get what I mean? So like the sizes of tops changed based off of the fashion. So I just wanted to bring out a tank that made me feel comfortable. And then again, I wanted it to kind of represent being Irish or meaning something to me. So we make everything in the studio, and all the fabric comes from Europe. Everything is European based and then made in Ireland, which is obviously amazing. And it's like the concept again then came from, it was inspired by when my granny passed away. We were going through her stuff and all of her underwear was made in Ireland. And I was like, mad, you don't get that anymore. And then that kind of touched into the idea of like, what are basics and how often do we wear basics, and how, when are any of our basics even made in Ireland, even though everyone needs a basic. And it's kind of sips into that. So there was loads of like pulling from that kind of concept. And also any designer I knew who was amazing, I couldn't afford their stuff. So that then goes into that of their stuff is like obviously really like, you know, made in Ireland. It's like this beautiful gown and it's like £500 and I was like, I can't afford that. So I wanted to start making things that, again, dipping into the scarf, I could afford and my friends can afford.
I remember seeing that you'd said that like one of your goals would be to have like, it's like what they used to have in like the 70s, right? So you a shop downstairs, upstairs, people are making the bits, you're designing all your things.
Yeah.
And it's all made in-house.
Yeah.
That's mad to think that like once upon a time, that isn't even that fucking long ago.
It wasn't.
But that like, that was what was happening here, you know?
And the thing is like, we should definitely bring my factories again. But the reason why we had so many factories back then was because people didn't have college and they were trained at a very young age to be these really skilled seamstress. And nowadays people go to college, they learn a lot of little bits and no one is heavily focused on a specific thing. And then people are left with a knowledge of a trade, but not the full on. And then they have to go off and get a job and then they're in their 30s and they're only skilled. So it's a different kind of world that we live in now of like, you're told to go to college. You're like, okay, you're told that you have to go to college to be really good at what you do. But back in the day, all these people were really good at what they did because they just did it when they were like 12 because they didn't have a choice because they needed money. I'm queer and I come from a predominantly queer friend group. And how like the queer community, a little whistle, the queer community.
She's a songstress.
Just through my gaff. Through the queer community, there's definitely a specific way of dressing. And I always make a joke. It's like, you know, when you're around a load of queers, because we all look like we're about to go on a hike. Because they, but not
everyone is ready to go.
Right? They have the hiking boots on. They have the tank tops on. They have like
not a lace in their shoes.
No. We're all ready to go. We have the hiking backpack on. We're ready to go. You know what I mean?
Hair back.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I can see it.
But I think I don't know. But I do know. A lot, as I said, a lot of my friends were leaving and it was hurtful and I just wanted my friends to be able to put, I don't know. I think the idea of my mates just being able to represent them being Irish in the club was very special to me. And and obviously not through wearing a jersey and wearing our knit jumper or a paddy cap. Like the queer community, that's not usually the go-to outfits. As I said, we like to dress like we're going on a hike. So, and that means that you could be going out for dinner and then you end up in the club for 12 hours. You know what I mean? So it's like, you want to have outfits for the whole day.
Speaking of people wearing your clothes, lots of people have been wearing your clothes. And most recent of which I saw Miss CMAT wearing a kimono that you did. How does something like that come about?
So it's really like thanks to the stylists who are working with the, you know, artists at the time. This girl Katie, she reached out to me in January actually. So that's when I did it, which was ages ago. And then she just said, can you just give me some bits for the shoot as well? So she's also wearing the Éire Tank in one of her other music videos. Which is
Jamie
amazing.
Oliver.
Yes. Yeah. And it's beautiful. Like, it's amazing. Like, every time I think of a goal that I want to reach, I reach it and it feels like surreal. Like, it doesn't even feel real half the time. And I'm just like, whoa, I can't believe this is happening. And it just feels really beautiful. I can't explain it. It's just like I feel very much so in harmony of what is happening. Does that make sense? And I have to thank everyone else for that. Of course, I'm doing the work because I have to, because it's my job. But it's not just me, it's everyone else that's like helping me get there. With the stylist, with the artist, with social media, with people sharing my stuff, like people wearing it in public, like all that stuff is, you know, helping each other and, you know, and it's beautiful.
I know you're not completely driven by a person wearing a thing, but is there any, you'd like, I'd love to see this person in this, or I'd love to design for this?
I'd love to like make clothes for, like, because I seen the thing about the women not being able to wear shorts.
Oh, Megan, that would be such a good idea.
So I'd love to like make stuff for maybe women's like sports.
Yes.
Because all my stuff ties into
and it's
sporty.
comfortable and like breathable and
Yeah, and that's the kind of concept of it, like picking specific fabrics that people can wear for longevity of time and not be smelling in, because obviously what I'm wearing right now, it can get pretty smelly. So stuff like that. I think I would love to work with like sports. No, women's sports.
Yeah, that's such a good idea.
Very broad sports. I'm not a sporty girl. I will say that. But I do love the outfits these are all wearing. And I'm like, oh my God, I want to make something for you guys.
Yeah, for sure. If like little Megan could have seen Megan now with like all the different stuff you have going on, what do you think she would have thought? Do you think she would have been like surprised? Or do you think she would have been like, correct, yes?
I don't know. Yeah, I say she would have been happy to see that, because I think little Megan always wanted more in like what she was doing. And I think, well, not what she was doing. She doesn't know what she was doing. She was in school, like, you know what I mean?
She was a child.
She was a child. No, I think she would have been really happy, because I think,
you're doing something you enjoy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think if she looked at me, she'd be like, why is your hair short? And like, why do you look like that and dress like that?
Yeah. Why is your hair short?
Yeah.
When did you cut your hair?
When I was 17. Very young.
Yeah, I was about to say.
But you know, as my parents were, again, let me do whatever I want.
Chilling.
But I think she would just think it was amazing. I think she would think it was quite kind of cool. Like my little sister thinks it's the coolest thing ever. You know, and when she wears my stuff to school, the teachers are like, "Oh my God, I want your scarf and I want your hat," and she's like, "Thinks she's the coolest thing ever," because people are complimenting what she has.
That's so special.
And she's like, "That's my sister," which is super cute. So from like a child's point of view, I'm like, "Yeah, amazing." She thinks it's deadly.
It's time to jump out of our feelings and into a game.
Okay, feelings.
A game of hot or not. So I'll say a little word at you, and you can tell me whether you're for it or against. Okay. If it's hot, we're gonna say.
Do I have to explain why I think it's hot or not as well?
If it calls you, you can, but you don't feel if you feel compelled to speak your truth.
Okay.
By all means. So if it's hot, you can say Megan Yeslin, and if it's no, Megan Nolan.
That is so good.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So good.
Honestly, there's names I've had such lovely guests on, but there are names that are easier for this, and there are names that are not. You are a gift from God with your name. Okay, first up, dating apps.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeslin.
Yeah.
Megan Yeslin.
Yeah. Do you enjoy them?
I actually got rid of them recently because I went and got a Reiki healing, and she was like, "You need to not date for a while."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, you're so right.
Yeah.
You're so right."
I've also been to this energy healer. We love her.
Her name's Emer. Amazing.
Next up, labubus.
Yes. Land. Yes, Len. Why am I saying my name with land? It's a Nolan. Yes, this is Len.
Yeah.
Nolan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was with my sister the other day. This is so weird that you asked me these questions because it all ties into last week. I was with my little sister today, and she was like, it was her birthday, and I was like, okay, let's get you some presents. She was like, I want labubus. And I was like, tea. I think we got lafufus because they were really cheap, because when you look them online, they're like €200.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe they're not that expensive, but I got them for like €15 in the shop.
I mean, I actually have never looked up the cost, but like...
But apparently they have bad juju.
Really?
Apparently they do. So I got one for myself.
Juju.
And
bad la juju.
Yeah, bad la juju, apparently.
Yeah.
So she got like loads, and she's like 10. So she was very like, she was like literally clipping them onto all of her outfits, and she was walking to 10, and she was like, you know, she's at that age and she's so cute. But I got one for myself just to like, you know, be cool sister.
Of course.
And then I was like, oh, actually, this makes me feel, I don't know, I just don't want it. So I gave it to my friend Bill. And then he said he had a really shit day the day that he got it.
Oh my
so
God,
he gave it to someone else who were passing it around.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
How interesting.
Yeah.
I like saying it. I think saying the word is
fun. What do you think of labubus?
I like their vibe. I think it would be fun.
I think they're fun and cute.
I had a dream last week. I was saying this to my friends that I was a labubu, that I was like attached to someone's bag. Did not enjoy that. And I fear maybe that's kind of spoiled them in my mind. It's almost time to go. But before we go, I'd love to stop at your local. So I have to ask, what's your local baby?
My local baby is Phoenix Park.
Slay.
I like the Phoenix Park because there's deer and you are in a...
I just love the passion with which you talk about the Phoenix Park. Continue.
I just like, it's okay because I was in London for a couple of weeks. So I was doing a showroom with like like European and UK designers, and I was in the Lido. I love the Lido. And I was like, oh, this is so nice being by the pool. And then I was thinking to myself, imagine if the Phoenix Park had a pool and it was a Phoenix Park and you could just go to the pool outdoors, do your bits, and then you just walk across the street and then you see a load of deer. You know what I mean? I was like, this would be a great combination. And then I was like, well, I really miss the Phoenix Park. So then I went to the Phoenix Park the minute I got home from London, and I was like, whoa. I was like, I love this place. And I was like, there's deer and there's people playing sports and there's people like playing games with their kids, and people were just like having a good time, and I was like, oh, I really like it here. So that's always,
excellent.
That would be my
excellent. It is a gorgeous place. It's also huge.
Yes,
huge.
It is huge.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
And
great picnic spot.
Great picnic spot, great party spot.
And if it had a Lido, there'd be no stopping us. I feel like.
When you go to Lido?
Imagine going to Lido and like spotting a crush or hanging out with the girls at the Lido.
I know.
The truth.
And everyone's reading their books.
Yeah.
Having sex.
Yeah, everyone's reading their books and having sex.
And having sex and swimming.
Yeah. All at one time.
In the sun.
In the sun.
So yeah.
Okay, this has been so good.
Okay, amazing.
Thank you so much. Do you want to pick a track to play us out?
Self-Control by Laura Branigan.
Okay, whoa, that came to you in a flash. Yeah,
I love that song.
Okay.
It helped me get through my breakup.
Oh,
I love that
good.
song.
Those songs always hit hard.
Such a good song.
Yeah. Okay, amazing.
Okay, thank
you. Great. Yay!